All right. So guys, today the topic is gonna be the fortune is in the follow-up. I'm gonna teach you guys how to add easily twenty to $30,000 of income to your career, to your income on an annual basis by doing some very, very simple things today. Simple to do, simple to also skip and not do. You just have to make the decision to do them and just build it into your schedule. But before we do this, guys, a little housekeeping thing. I want everybody to understand that starting, I want to go ahead and say starting in the December sales month so we can go ahead and kick things off. I think it probably makes a lot of sense. Kyle and I talked about either doing it at the beginning of the year or the beginning of the December sales month, but we are going to shift the requirement. I want everybody to understand that, guys, the bonuses that Kyle and I pay out, it's important to understand that those are not a right. Those are a privilege, okay? And you earn those by doing certain things. We incentivize the things that we would like to see happen in the business, the things that we know based on our experience will help you grow the business and grow the overall business. At times it's been making sure you have at least one field recruit, and that's really caught on, especially in Kyle's group. They are doing a great job with that. I know some other groups down in ILM, they've done a great job with that. Brian Lozinski's brought in a few people recently. But moving forward, guys, these meetings we do every day are, we take time, we put them together, we plan them, and when people get on them, they get better at the business, okay? So moving forward, starting in the December sales month, it is going to be required, and you don't have to do it, but only if you want to receive bonuses. And we're talking about PIF Perfect bonuses, we're talking about stock bonuses, we're talking about Eagle bonuses, any bonus where the check is written by me or by Kyle, you need to be on 4 out of 5 Zooms, okay? You need to be on 4 out of the 5 Zooms, unless you've given your agency owner, you let us know that there's some reason, hey, I've got an enrollment, and they couldn't do it any other day except that day, and they had to do it in the morning, so I won't be on that one. Hey, that's always excusable. Understand that, hey, we're having a baby, and he's coming right now at 8 a.m. on Tuesday morning. Well, you can't be on the 8 a.m. Zoom if you're having a baby. I get that. So there are things, but a lot of times we just got folks that are just kind of missing it, and that makes everyone's job harder, okay? Because if you get the training that we're doing on here, you're going to get better, and that makes it easier on you, the agent. It makes it easier on the trainer, makes it easier on the agency owner, everybody when people participate in this. So for us to know that you were on here, okay, we've got a little spreadsheet that we've created, and we're just going to tally who's on each day. We need to be able to see your name on here. So for example, I can see Kyle Schneider under the picture of his name. I can see Brian Glazinski underneath the picture of his name. While I don't see, I can see Izzy's face. Okay, he's physically showing his camera. And in a perfect world, guys, you guys all show your camera each day. It's kind of like we're all in the same room. That's the idea of doing these on Zoom versus doing them just over a conference call so we can see each other. That's why I have my camera on. But I see Chase Bacon's name. I see Casey Fine. But then we get down over here and I see Galaxy Note 10. I don't know who that is. That's the name of someone's phone. So guys, and some of you guys it says iPhone. For some of you guys, oh hey Dwight. For some of you guys it says, that's Dwight's the Galaxy Note 10. All right, sweet. So guys, I'm going to show you right now how to put your name here by your picture versus just your phone number or the name of your phone. Okay. So if you could just follow along, this is really simple. So these are the folks that were on the Tuesday morning Zoom. So had about 15 people on there. You could see Protect One Family was on there, Chase Bacon, Brian Glazinski. Then we get down here and we've got 217-621-7117. I don't know who that is. Kyle doesn't know who that is. That person needs to do what we're going to do right now and take their phone number out as their ID and make it their name, just their first and last name, really simple. Or if you're going to be really fun, you can do like Caitlin did and put her name and a sun emoji after it. Makes her smile. That's kind of cool. So really simple, guys. All you do is right now, and Kyle, help me out if I goof this up. I'm not the best at technology, but if you hover, you put your cursor, your little arrow thing over your your square that has your name in it right now, okay, you will see a little blue box that'll pop up in the right-hand top corner right there, okay? Click on that blue box, and you'll see a drop-down menu with about 7 options. On mine, it says merge with audio, stop video, pin, spotlight for everyone. The 5th one down says rename, okay? Rename. If you will click on rename, then there will be a box that'll pop up where you can enter your new name here, okay? Just type in your first and last name. And again, if you like emojis, put an emoji in there. Have some fun with it, but just make yourself identifiable, because if it's just a phone number, you could sell something every single week of the year, but if we see that we don't see that person's name on there, as far as we're concerned, they weren't on there. So make yourself identifiable so we can know that you're on here and you can get credit for being on the calls. But just type your name in there and then click rename. So if I change this right now to Van Davenport, and I'll click rename, now instead of Protect One Family, under my name it says Van Davenport. Actually, it says Van Davneport because I have a trouble spelling my name sometimes. But just I'll actually go through and show you how to do it again. So there you go, EN, and I'll click the rename button. Not sure if you guys can actually see that on my screen, but now it says Van Davenport spelled correctly.
We cannot.
So
see,
if
cannot
every
see that, Van, like those steps.
You can't see me doing that. Okay. Well, you just have to just follow the instructions on that. Again, guys, if you're 607-724-566-26650. Again, sometimes if you're calling in and not doing the audio, it's only going to show your number. But guys, if you can use the Zoom app on here, and you can have it dial in and still show your name. So be sure that you update that, guys. That's going to be key going forward. So this has been a public service announcement. Hoping you guys can do that. And I guess if people are calling in and not doing audio, not doing video in, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see it. We need to figure that part of it out. But yeah, hopefully we're doing a lot more video than just doing audio, because guys, you guys are just like our clients. There's a reason why Family Heritage gave us demo books for the first 30 years of the company. In the last year or so, we have iPads. It's so that we can show our demo. It's because people learn about 80% of their learning is through their eyes, is through sight. All the other, including hearing, all the other senses combined are 20%. So show, don't tell, see. Being able to see what we're doing here on the screen, much, much more powerful than just audio. Now, if the only option is audio, then listen in, okay? But if you have the opportunity to see it, definitely see it. So, guys, now, last 13 minutes, we're going to jump in here, and I'm going to talk to you about the fortune is in the follow-up, okay, guys? And see if I can find the right, here we go. I've got a couple things I want to pull up, and they're all in a doc. So, guys, you've heard me mention to you over and over again that to send thank you letters. And I've been getting text messages and questions from people. Hey, do you send thank you emails or do you send actual letters? And guys, I want to be crystal clear right here. I send paper letters, okay? Here's the thing you have to understand. In this digital age that we're in right now, people get hundreds of emails per day, and they have things set up called filters to make sure that some emails that are from people that they don't already have saved in their computer get filtered out. It's called spam. So understand that if you send thank you emails, most of them aren't going to get to their intended recipient. Even if they do get there, there's a decent chance as they're scanning through all their stuff that made it through, if they don't recognize you as the sender, they're still going to delete it. And then even if they do read it, again, people get 100 emails a day. It doesn't really stand out. When someone gets a piece of paper in the mail, and that piece of paper has it's an envelope with their handwritten name on it, guys, I get a lot of mail, a lot of junk mail. I can tell what's just a solicitation or what's a bill, which we keep, and then something that's handwritten. 100% of the time, I open up things that have my name handwritten on it, 100% of the time. And I'll open up and scan what's in there too. Guys, we obviously want to send thank you cards. We have 3x5 note cards that are available to you. I have them in the Raleigh office. I believe they're available in a Raleigh, Charlotte, and Wilmington office, so you can get them. Some of them are pre-written, and all you need to do is write the client's name and your name at the bottom and put their address, and you're done. If you know that you're likely to not want to do it, if you have to physically write it out, then get the pre-written ones. If you're willing to go the extra mile, then get one of the pre-written ones so you know what to write, and then just physically write it in your own handwriting. Okay. Again, best is you writing it yourself to a client. Second best is having it already pre-printed. The worst is doing nothing and not sending it. That'll help you keep your policies on the books. What I'm talking to you about today, though, and focusing on is how to penetrate more businesses. How many of you guys would like to get into more businesses? I know I would, right? I mean, getting in businesses and setting up enrollments makes this job a lot of fun. We can certainly do it cold calling and going in and selling one policy in one business, but that's a lot harder than it needs to be, okay? Guys, when you meet an owner, you've got about 10 seconds right there to catch their attention, okay? Once you get that in that 10 seconds, your whatever you say is going to determine whether you're going to get to speak to them for a full 60 seconds, okay? And in that 60 seconds, you need to be able to get out why you're there and what you're doing very succinctly. They call that an elevator pitch, okay? It's very, very simple. Everybody's got that developed by now. If you don't, speak to your manager about developing that. Guys, we talked to you about getting out before this call because there is a person that is hired in a lot of businesses, and they wear a lot of hats. One of the things that they do might be typing up letters or doing filing or answering the phone. They might run errands for the owner, but one of their jobs is to keep salespeople away from the decision maker, from the owner. Okay, this person is we refer to him as the gatekeeper. That's typically the first person you meet when you walk into a business. Okay, now sometimes that gatekeeper is pretty pleasant and they're open-minded to letting you come in. Sometimes they're pretty tough. Okay, so guys, one of the best things that you can do for your business, and Todd Stiles says this all the time, but his dad Rich was in radio sales for like 30 years. Okay, great guy. I asked my little league baseball coach one year. He used to say, we beat our competition before 8 a.m. and after 5 p.m. Guys, here's what I want to share with you. Gatekeepers show up at 8 a.m. typically, and they leave at 5 p.m. Okay, you can walk into the same business 15 times between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. and get shut down by the same gatekeeper over and over and over. Okay, that's what you call insanity, doing the same thing over and over and hoping for better results. What I'm talking to you about, guys, is if you show up before 8 a.m., before that gatekeeper shows up, you can literally walk into the business, walk past the gatekeeper's desk. Hello? Hello? And you'll hear that voice coming from the back of the building. Hello? Who's there? That's the voice of the owner. That's the person you want to meet. Hello? Hey, who's there? Oh, hey, it's Van. The guy's going, who the heck is Van? I don't know. I better go check this out. And then you're face to face with the person that you wanted to meet. It would have taken you hours and hours of stopping back between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. But by stopping in at 7:35, he or she is the only person there. You get your audience, okay? And then you get to tell them why you're there. Hey, Kyle, you must be Kyle Schneider. Okay, great. Hey, Kyle, my name's Van Davenport with Globe Life Family Heritage Division. Joe Smith, a good buddy of yours, actually owns the florist on the corner. He actually asked me to come see you. How about I take 60 seconds to tell you why he told me to come see you, and you can decide if you want to kick me out of here or if you want to set up a time to catch up, okay? And guys, then you got 60 seconds to give your elevator pitch. When you get done with your elevator pitch, then it's, hey, Kyle, that's my 60 seconds, probably plus a little bit more. But, hey, does that sound like something, do you want to go ahead and kick me out now? Or does that sound like something that we could set up an appointment to talk a little deeper about that? Because obviously we didn't have an appointment today. I can tell you're pretty busy trying to get ready for your day. I want to be real cognizant of that. Guys, when you say that, those owners, A, they've met you, they've seen your face. B, they know that when you say, hey, I'm going to take a minute, you take a minute, and you're very wary of their time. They like that. They like you, okay? And most of the time they'll say, Yeah, sounds interesting. Why don't you call me next week and we'll see if we can book something? Guys, that's the moment of truth. Why? You're with them right there. Why would you call back and do an extra step to do something that you can do right now? Okay, write this little saying down. Hey, why don't we do it now and free up the future? Okay. Hey, I've got my appointment book right here. Why don't we put something down in pencil just so we have something to shoot for? Okay, because my schedule fills up pretty quick. I know yours does. You're busy. How about we just so we have something to shoot for, we put something down and get an appointment. Okay, guys. Now here's where so one thing I want to say is this: if you can get in 5 of those little 1 or 2 minute interactions with a key person before this 8 a.m. Zoom that happens every day, you're going to have a rocking career. Okay. You're going to speed up your learning curve, and you're going to have a great first year. You're probably going to sell an extra $50,000 to $75,000 of premium more than you would have because of all the additional businesses that you penetrate, because you met the owner and you didn't waste time talking to the gatekeeper 27 times trying to get in there because you only called on them between 8:30 a.m. and 5 p.m. Okay, guys, the same thing goes for after 5 p.m. Gatekeepers are packing their stuff up and they're leaving. As soon as they leave, boom, you can walk in and go right and meet the key person that you want to meet. So don't, guys, understand, employees work 8 to 5. Business owners, which is who we're calling on and is what we are, work until the job's done. Okay, it just is what it is. If you're willing to do the things you don't feel like doing, you're gonna be able to have things that most people are unable to have. And that's a great level of success. Hey, if you're moving around, if you could just mute your line. I'm not sure where that noise is coming from, but it's there. Thank you. So guys, last thing I'm going to talk about here real quick, and I'm going to give you a couple examples, is separating yourself from all the bad salespeople. You got to understand that most of the business owners and people that you're calling on, they meet a lot of salespeople. Okay, they get called on a lot. We're not the only B2B sales people and agents are in the game. Okay, lots of them. You got to understand that most of the salespeople out there are bad salespeople. Okay, they are not trained very well. If you're on this call, guys, you are trained extremely well. You learned your presentation. You went to Virtual Sales Academy. You've been in the field. You've been locked arms with a sales trainer who's experienced at this, that does well, and gone out and shown you how to do it. And that person's watched you do it, taken notes, giving you feedback on what you're doing well and what you need to adjust to get better results. You are well-trained people. Okay? The way that you differentiate yourself is A, being professional, like we talked about before, getting out there early, seeing people after hours, being very succinct, booking those appointments. But also, guys, here's the name of today's call is the fortunes in the follow-up. Okay? What you have on my screen right now is a follow-up letter that I used from November of 2001 when I first started calling on businesses with this business, all the way through, gosh, probably 2007, 2008 was when I stopped being in the field 40 hours a week. But I still today, when I call on a business, I'll send back this. This is my follow-up letter. Very simple. Peter Ferre helped me construct it back in the day, and I've used it every time. I wrote this one to Lou Giassana, who is the general manager of a construction company I was trying to penetrate back in 05. This is dated August 25, 2005. It's got his address there on Rupert Road, which is just right down there in Garner. Dear Lou, I enjoyed meeting with you the other day, and if it was just yesterday, then usually they're going to get this a couple days after you met with them. So enjoyed meeting with you the other day about the supplemental insurance plans we offer to employees. Cancer, heart disease, and other serious accidents and illnesses are things we do not think about until they're upon us. As a business person, these events can have a devastating impact on your employees, their families, and the rest of your workforce. The supplemental plans we offer are designed to eliminate the financial stress and strain associated with battling a serious illness and recovering from injuries. We often do not anticipate the costs, such as lost income, travel and lodging expenses, deductibles, and co-payments, which are all in addition to our regular living expenses until it's too late. Our plans pay in addition to any other insurance, pay benefits directly to the claimant, okay? That's separating it from health insurance. Health insurance doesn't. refunds premiums if the plan is not used, and are offered at no cost to your company. These features make it something that many business owners are taking out for themselves and making available to their employees. This can even be administered without using your company's payroll system. It's very simple. Please check us out at web address. We may want to adjust that. And do not hesitate to call when you have a question. I sincerely look forward to the opportunity to serve you and your people and build some great working relationships along the way. Yours to count on, Vance Davenport, and my office address. So, guys, that right there, when I would get home from a 9, 10, sometimes 11-hour day in the field, starting at 7:30, wrap things up sometimes at 6. That's a 10.5-hour day. I promise you, the last thing I wanted to do was come home and do anything work related. Didn't really want to, but I knew that if I didn't, I got to go out and bang my head up against the wall all day tomorrow, cold calling, which is difficult. It's hard. It works, but it's harder than I wanted the job to be. I knew that if I took 15 to 20 minutes and banged out 10 to 12 of these, literally every night, 10 to 12 of these, how long does it take to adjust the date, adjust the address and name right here, and hit print? 45 seconds? Not long at all. So from printing it to folding it twice, sticking a business card in there, putting it into a folder, licking it, sticking the stamp on it, about a minute and 10 seconds. Okay. But that was the most valuable minute and 10 seconds of my day, because when I would meet a person on a Tuesday and they said that, hey, come back on Friday, I made darn sure that I made them a thank you letter Tuesday night. On Wednesday morning at 7:15 on my way out the door, I'd stop and drop that thank you letter in the mailbox. Okay. They were going to get it by Wednesday or Thursday. Okay. So when I went back in there Friday, they've already seen that I'm a professional. I'm separating myself from the bad salespeople out there. And I can't tell you how many times I went into that meeting on that Friday and I would see my thank you letter sitting there on their desk. I would get in almost every time. Okay. If my thank you letter was on their desk, I was getting in. Okay. Simple to do, simple to skip, but so unbelievably valuable to do, guys. That's all you're doing. Changing the address and name and sticking it in the mail. Okay. And so if you met 2 or 3 business owners before 8 a.m., you met 2 or 3 business owners after 5 p.m., and you met 2 or 3 throughout the day, maybe 4 or 5 throughout the day, that's about 10 people, 10 key people, whether they're owners, the general manager, the HR person, whoever key person that you met. And sometimes some businesses, there's 2 or 3 people that ought to get that letter from you, because you're not quite sure exactly who's going to be making the decision. Well, you want to butter them all up. Okay. You want to make them all like you. I'm going to share with you guys a couple of quick tools that have been very, very helpful for me in doing this. And I would encourage you guys, get some letterhead. Okay. Guys, I just emailed this all to you guys on Monday. It's in your inbox. Check it. But this is a Globe Life Family Heritage Division envelope. Okay. You just take this down to your local printer and ask them to make you 500 envelopes and 500 pieces of letterhead. Okay. Here you go. Here's the letterhead. Simply put your agency name, the address there. And then, again, this is where you fill in the information. This is where the text goes. But this is, it's really simple, guys, and it looks very, very professional. If you're going to send people follow-up letters from your business, why not? And our business is on, a stadium, a professional baseball stadium. It was in the background of every pitch of the World Series. Use that to your advantage. People recognize that brand recognition. We've got that now. We've never had it before, but it is so key to helping get in. But follow up, guys, and then use your phone and set those alarms to go back and follow up on those folks. And make a note if you send them a thank you note. I mean, make note to yourself that you did that, and that'll definitely help you get into more. I did leave us a couple of minutes for any questions that may have. This is a great time to ask them if you have any questions, guys, about anything that we've talked about today. Okay, I must have done a phenomenal job. You guys are on mute, by the way. If anybody's talking, you're muted. You're muted right now. Well, if there's no questions, I left time for that. Then I will. I'm going to end up on this right here, guys. This is a piece that. Yes.
Hey, Van, it's Ken.
Hey, Ken.
Quick question for you on that. So after you sent a follow-up letter, how long do you generally wait before you follow up in person?
Well, if I booked an appointment, I'm going to show up whenever we book that appointment for. Okay. If we didn't book an appointment, then I'm going to show up whenever that person told me to show back up. If it was next week, great. If it was 3 days later on Friday, but normally I'm not leaving. Here's the difference, Ken. I think what you're asking is you probably have a lot of people that will say to you, hey, well, just call me later and we'll take a look at it. That's where I didn't usually just settle for that and say, okay, call you sometime. I would always say, hey, listen, you're real busy and so am I. Just so we have something to shoot for, okay? That's a key word. Write that down, guys. How about we pencil something in just so we have something to shoot for? Matter of fact, guys, I'll show you something real quick. This is what I would use back in the day and would still, if I was out in the field today, it's called a week at a glance. Here's 2010, here's 2011, here's my 2013. But guys, these are so key to pulling out. It gives you a 1 week on a piece of paper, okay? And you just pull it out and you can see a schedule. And you just simply write in there just so we have something to shoot for, okay? And they can see you writing it down. They know you're coming back. So Ken, most of the time I was going back whenever I wrote down in my calendar to go back and follow up with. If I didn't get a time and they were just like, sure, come by whenever, then I would just do it for about 3 or 4 days out and make sure they got my letter, and I would go a day or two after that. Hopefully that makes sense. Good question.
Okay, that makes sense.
Hey, any managers on here? Anybody that's been around for a while and had some success with doing these? I believe Brian Glazinski. I know you're on here a minute ago, Brian. You had a story. Are you still on, Brian? Shucks, should ask Brian to stay on. I think he's already field training right now. But I know Brian had tried to get in to see the sheriff at I believe it was the sheriff of the Goldsboro Police Department, or the chief of police rather, and tried on multiple occasions to get in. I mean like a dozen, because he had a referral to get in. Couldn't get in. Gatekeeper kept blocking him. And then Brian finally decided to send a letter to the person introducing himself. He had never met the chief. Sent one of these letters introducing himself, massaged it a little bit because he didn't say, hey, it was great meeting you the other day. He hadn't met him. So obviously he adjusted that sentence in there. And then the next time when he went in, the chief happened to be in there, but he was in the back room, and Brian went in and introduced himself. The chief heard him drop his name, and he actually came out. So instead of the gatekeeper blocking him out again, the chief actually came out and said, oh, you're Brian. Yeah, sorry, man, I've been swamped, but hey, cool. It's nice to finally meet you. I got your letter. Thanks. Why don't you come on back? Let's chat for a minute. Okay. And that letter got Brian an audience with the chief, which got him that group enrollment, which got him into several other police departments and several other businesses in that area, and has actually made training Dwight in Goldsboro a heck of a lot easier than it otherwise would be. So, guys, the fortune is definitely in the follow-up. So hopefully you guys gained something good from that today. And my hope and my prayer is that it adjusts your activity. If you've been here for a while and you've never sent thank you letters, man, my challenge to you is do something different. If you're already making more money than you can shake a stick at, and you don't want to make any more, then just keep doing exactly what you're doing. If you would like to increase, then I'm just telling you one of the secrets that helped me sell over $650,000 of premium in my first year in this business. I guarantee you my thank you letter follow-ups were responsible for at least a third of that, without a doubt. So guys, thanks for being on today. Appreciate each and every one of you. Let's go out and have a great hump day, and just kind of remember that regardless, I saw this was actually a post that Zach share this morning, but regardless of who wins the election, that the vast majority of our problems are caused by us. They're our own. So we are responsible for our success or failures, not the president of the United States or any other elected official. If it is to be, it's up to me. Those are your 10 two-letter words. Have a great day, guys. Thanks.
Hey, Van.
That was great, Van.
Yes,
Thanks.
sir.
I don't have.
Awesome,
Thank you.
man.
I know you sent out emails